Looking for simple ideas to manage your life and business? You're in the right place. Here you'll find realistic tips and ideas to tame your task list in easy ways. I'm your host, Amy Michaels. Let's get started together with today's episode of the Tame Your Task List podcast. Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about how to avoid task list overwhelm. Yes, we've all been there where we finally decide that we're going to get everything off of our mind. We're going to write it all down. And then we look at this list and we feel completely overwhelmed with all the things that suddenly this list says that we need to do. However, I have good news for you today. We don't have to have task list overwhelm anymore. I'm going to be sharing a really simple solution for you, and that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Okay, so once you have all of your ideas gathered into one place, whether it be a paper planner or an app or a combination of both, then I want you to think about what is truly essential. What is something that if you don't get it completed, there's a consequence that you really don't want to deal with. For example, if you don't pay the electric bill, you're not going to have heat or air conditioning in your home. That's a big deal. So I want you to think about what on your task list is truly essential for you to do. And you can take your kid's crayon, you can take a highlighter, a marker, and just highlight those or drag them to the top of your list if you're digital to make sure that they stand out and that they get your attention so that when you do have those windows of opportunity for you to take action on your task list for the day, then you know exactly what you need to do. By designating them with a highlighter color or dragging them straight to the top of our list if you're using a digital app, it instantly increases our focus. And you know what else it does? It also lets us see all that other stuff that's on our task list that is not essential for us to do right away. So as you are looking at all the things that you need to do, it's really helpful when we do ourselves a favor and either drag those up to the top of the list on your app or highlight them on paper. It really does make a big difference when you can focus and finish those things that are weighing on us. The reason why I like to finish those things that I have to do is because usually they're not always fun, and they're things that I know are scrolling through my mind all day long because I'm afraid I'm going to forget doing them. So by doing them quickly as early as I can in the day, I know the rest of my day is going to be a lot less intense, less pressure, less stress, which is going to put me into a better mood and is inevitably going to affect the quality of my day. We all want to have those better days, and this is a really great system. But here's another really cool benefit. I don't have to plan out my day the night before. I don't have to figure out every weekend what I'm going to do the upcoming week because I already know. My task list has it all written down, and I have highlighted exactly what is essential so that I know what my priorities are when I do have that time to take action. Isn't that cool? Because it just saves you time in the long run. Now, I went through this really quickly, but I do have a very short 15-minute mini course that I am gifting all of you over at tameyourtasklist.com. So come over, register for that, and join in, and I'll show you my complete system, how I code beyond essentials, what I do to declutter my task list, as well as how I make sure to balance in time for fun. Because as you know here, we love to make sure that we balance that productivity and laser focus with some fun, good quality sleep, and family time. And that's exactly what I wish for you. Here is your accountability action step. We do these accountability action steps because it's one thing to listen and nod your head and say, oh yeah, that's a great idea. But I know that if you will take small steps of action to implement, that you will see the results and be inspired to keep going. And you might even bring a friend along or tell them how awesome this podcast is so that they will join in the fun with you. Back to our accountability action step today. After you listen to this podcast, I want you to glance over your task list, whether it's on your phone or in your planner, and I want you to count how many tasks are absolutely essential, meaning that if you don't get them done, there's a consequence that you don't want to deal with. And I would love for you to tell me in the comments how many tasks that really is, because a lot of times it's not as many as we think. And my hope for you is by you counting them and seeing that there's not as many as you thought, that it will relieve some stress and you can actually get those done and have a 0 count on your to-do list of things that you have to do. Wouldn't that be great? Let us know in the comments how many of your task list items really are essential so that we can offer you some encouragement as well as that accountability that we know is so important to inspire you to take action. That's all for this week, but I'll be back next week to talk about another way that we can tame your task list together. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Tame Your Task List podcast. We'd love to encourage you even more to focus your time and energy on what matters most to you in life and business. Connect with us over at tameyourtasklist.com for insights we only share with our email subscribers. We'll see you there.